digital color. Hello, hello, folks. Tonight we are looking at, well, it's an interesting beer, but you may never see it. This may be the last video production in the world for Third Shift Lager from Miller-Coors. It's actually, you know, Miller-Coors is a joint venture where they market their beers together. But this beer was actually developed jointly by Miller and Coors, so it's like a cross brand. It belongs to both of them. It was developed by the Band of Brothers. And then they say on their website, this is the first of the Band of Brothers collaborations. Well, I'm waiting for the second. Cause
might be the last of the Band of Brewers.
That's true. The only. Because there's nothing on, there's no Band of Brothers website. If you get on Third Shift, their website basically says nothing. And their Facebook page is a dead page. Here is a cap. You know what the caps look like. It's got the factory, you know, people working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's came out, what, about 2 years ago, 2013?
They advertised
2012.
Wow. 2012. They gave it a lot of heavy advertisement at first, and then it.
I've never even heard of this beer until you guys decided to reveal it. I've never even heard of it, and then I dug around and finally found one near me.
They used to run a lot of ads on TV, like during baseball games, and then it just disappeared. It's 5.3% alcohol, so it's pretty.
That's a plus.
That's a plus. It's brewed with no corn or rice adjunct. If you look on the Miller-Coors website, it's just water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. Hello, there's Paul from Texas. So let me tell everybody who's with us. We have from the west, Paul in Texas. From the south, myself in Louisiana, John in Alabama. From the north, we have John in Indiana, Patrick in Pennsylvania, and Friar Tuck in Connecticut. So we're going to drink this. Now, some of y'all been drinking it already, right? Like,
I haven't.
Pre-tasting is.
I had one yesterday when I bought it. So.
Paul's been drinking it.
I had one.
Somebody wanted me to show the original can.
That was me, Jay.
It may have come out before 2012 because Coors does beers that are released later. Like if you get on the Coors website, they have beers that they only sell in Colorado, like that. What is it called?
Colorado Native?
Yeah, right. Okay, now this one says Fort Worth, Texas, Trenton, Ohio. Okay, so ThirdShiftBrewing.com. This is the original can. See?
Yeah.
A little different, huh? Looks like a blueprint. Gold medal award winner. I don't know what gold medal it won because they're not showing any awards on the Miller-Coors website, but it may have won a gold medal, like I say, at some event that we're not aware of. Now this one says July 13. This is a can from 2013. The bottle is from. If somebody has music or TV in the background, you might turn that off. Because it's going to pick up, the microphone's going to pick it up. This one says June 2013. See, you're saying it came out in 2012, but I never saw it until 2013, okay?
13 was the first time I ever seen it.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Maybe they started off regionally distributing it.
Here's the modern, here's the modern can. You may never see the can.
I saw in the beginning when this beer was, you know, let's say two years ago when I started drinking this, I saw mostly the cans, more of the cans than the bottles. But, you know, like you said, it just now lately when I got this, all I saw was bottles of this beer. So.
I've never seen it in a can.
You know.
Yeah, they used to sell the cans at racetrack, which is a gas station.
Cans were $1 a can. I think I got this one in New York when I was in there. This one's 2014 on this one, so.
Yeah, mine is 2014 also.
The single can was about $1.79, $1.89, somewhere around there.
So the first time I had this beer was February 9th of 2013. The first time I had it.
Okay, you must be looking on your records.
Yeah.
when y'all were talking about the dates, Anheuser-Busch uses born-on dates, okay? Miller and Coors, and that which is going to mean Pabst also, right? They use best by dates. So when you see a date on a Miller, a Coors, or a Pabst beer, it's going to give you a best by date.
Which I think is easier because
I see right on the bottle. I see mine. It says September 14th, 2015. So
yeah, that's
right on the bottle.
Yeah, mine says August 3rd, 2015. So that it should be drank by August optimally. I mean, it'll still be good, but it should be drank by August 3rd. And the Miller people get very irate if they go in there and do a spot check in a store and they see something past the date.
See, mine, I think I got the oldest one. Mine's October 26th of 15.
In other words, you got the newest.
I got the newest.
The freshest. And this beer is certified kosher. Just in case you need to know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Might be number 2. I got August 31st on mine.
Yeah.
I got August 3rd.
So I may get silver.
It's a pretty heavy beer. It's a pretty heavy beer. It's 182 calories.
oof.
Now, okay. Well, let's go into that.
Go on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay, Paul's got when you got 3 toddlers, you know how that's going to work?
Oh, yes, I know. I got a baby.
Please stand by.
A 4-year-old,
Yes.
a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Think how that's going to work out. I don't get much head on mine. What about y'all? What about your phone?
Mine went away pretty quick.
Mine too.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm getting
got a little
some
foam.
I'm getting some,
I got a little foam on top of my glass, in my little beer mug here, but
Very little lacing either.
so
Yeah.
well, all right. How about the aroma, y'all? Let's go with, well, I was going to go with Paul, but he's got to deal with the kids, so I'll talk about it, and then I'll give it over to Jean.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of caramel sweetness, and I'm getting some pretty heavy malts, even a little honey. I guess you would say the juice from the barley, which would be like gluten with wheat, maybe, or something. What are you getting in the aroma, Paul?
I just got here. Yeah, it's I'd smell the bread. The breadiness, the grains, the smells like beer kind of smell.
You getting any caramel?
Yeah, a little bit. I think you're right.
That's what I was getting. All right, Jean, what about you?
Maybe malt.
a little bit of honey, a little honey smell to it. It's very, again, I still got a lot of lacing on my beer, as you can see here by my glass.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, a little bit of, yeah. A little bit of, it's a bit malty. Of course, you got that amber look to it, as you can see. It has a nice color to this. And, it's tasting okay, So there's a little body to it, So
Look at the aroma first now. We'll get to the taste in a little bit. Let's look at the aroma. So you're getting a sweet, you said honey aroma? You hear me, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, John, Sharon, up in the great state of Indiana.
I get a little bit of the breadiness. It's got some malt flavor to it. The color of it looks like a good amber beer, but I tell you, for the smell, it almost smells like one of them old red beers. Remember those when they come out?
Like Red Wolf?
Red Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Red Wolf?
Red Wolf and Red Dog and all those. It's kind of got that smell to it. But I think
I don't think
overall, it's got a good body. It's got some good malts. But it's pleasurable. It's nice to the palate. It's a good beer.
What are you getting in the aroma?
I think it smells like a
Need to take this from the
cross between an amber and one of those Red Dogs or Red Wolves. One of those two.
Okay, Patrick.
Hi, when I smell it, The aromas I'm getting a lot of malt smells. More than I'm not smelling honey, although I would say when we get the taste, I'm tasting that. But smell-wise, I'm sort of getting that very heavy malt smell.
It's almost like it's over malted a little bit, I think.
I would agree with that.
They said it was supposed to be a Marzen type beer, so it does kind of smell like a Marzen beer to me.
Marzen beer meaning what, Jay?
That's a German style beer that's comes from the word March. It's similar to a Bock. It's similar in a lot of ways to an Oktoberfest beer.
Okay.
Although it's not the same, but it's similar. To me, it's similar.
Nothing so much as Sam Adams and their beers.
Well, you're in the similar area. What do you say, Patrick?
I'm sorry, Jay, I didn't hear that.
I mean to say, Friar Tuck. What do you think about the aroma?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of roastiness back end on the smell on that. The toast. A little bit of malt.
Bread crust, huh?
Yeah, like a dark bread crust.
I want to make a few comments about this beer later. About me and Paul were doing some pre-air commentary. Yeah, what do you call it, Paul? Discussion about this. All right. What about the flavor? I'm gonna go to Paul first on the flavor because he's out west.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's malty. You know, I mean, it's just like we talked about before, and I mentioned it just has a real strong malty flavor. Caramelly. You know, I guess it comes from the malt, probably the caramel flavor. It's nicely carbonated. It's a really pretty beer. I like the color of it. I don't know if they use coloring or not, but they don't. It's nicely colored. If they do, then it's just good coloring.
If Miller uses coloring, they always let you know it.
Yeah.
If you notice, y'all, real carefully, you can see little fine white specks.
But it's not. You know, it's nice. It's got a nice balance. Probably not as hoppy as a lot of people would like, but
Oh well.
it's good. I like it. It's
I would call it non-hoppy.
What's that?
I would say it almost has. I don't taste almost any hops in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not much of a hop profile. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's a greatly balanced beer, but it's easy to drink and I like it. It's got a nice flavor to it.
What about? Okay. Oh yeah. What about me? I really get a strong bread. It reminds me of Roman meal bread. If you've ever had Roman meal bread, you don't see that much anymore. My mom used to make us eat that all the time. That Roman meal bread had that syrupy, like gluten, I guess, taste, and it kind of has that, and especially the bread crust is sweet. There's caramel. There's a certainly barley malt, and I think, you know, I do pick up some hop back note. It's a balancing hop. I don't know what the IBUs are, but I don't think they're too high. Probably around 16, maybe. It does taste like a Marzen style beer, though. It does remind me of those. You can get some of those at Trader Joe's. I think most of them are made by Firestone Walker or Gordon Biersch. Okay. Oh, and John, I did some research on Gordon Biersch. I did not find any evidence whatsoever that they were owned by Miller-Coors.
Well, when they opened up a brewery down here, and that's what everybody was saying, that it's a Miller-Coors.
Yeah,
because everybody's dogging up.
Yeah, because I got on the Gordon Biersch website and I looked at their corporate information. It didn't say anything about that. Nothing.
So I may have been wrong on that, then, but.
And I'm not trying to show you up on air.
No, that's fine.
It's just something that stuck in my head.
Yeah.
So I like the flavor. To me, it is a little balanced, but it is maybe 7. Well, okay, it's not that balanced, but it's not that off kilter. It's like 65-35, 65 malt, 35 hop. But I like it. It's good. To me, it's a really great mass-produced lager, but nobody drinks it because no one knows about it. And secondly, they don't promote it. And then another thing is that the light beer people are not going to try it because they're going to think it's strong and nasty, right? Even though it isn't.
Yeah, that wouldn't appeal to a light beer drinker.
Even though it isn't. And then the craft beer people aren't going to drink it because they're going to say, yeah, but look who makes it. So they're going to automatically hate it because they know it's made by Miller and Coors. So they're going to hate it. They're not going to give it a fair shake. I don't think they would. So, John, what do you think about the flavor?
Thank you.
I like the flavor. Again, it's very, very decent. It's not too overpowering for me. I can drink a whole 6-pack of this, and I'll be okay. Again, 5.3% is not that strong. But again, the coloring, a lot of lacing. Again, as I go back to this, the lacing on, particularly with my bottles, it's pretty much visible when you can see it. The taste is, it's your standard, amber style beer. And getting back to what you said, Jay, yeah, some of the craft beer guys won't drink it because of, they see the name and they know who owns it. But, I can, I'll buy this. But like I said, I don't, like you guys said, I don't think this beer's going to be around next year. So
it's $7.99 for the 6-pack around here. Oh, Paul.
Yeah, that's close to the same price that I paid for mine.
I pay too.
Paul, doesn't it kind of remind you of a stronger version of a Beta Amber?
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a pretty good comparison. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good comparison.
Like Beta Amber, but a little more body in.
Yeah, a little more
but
body.
To me, Amber is a little more weaker, I think.
Yeah.
It is. Got only like
that's just me.
Yeah, it's 4-point-something%.
Yeah.
All right, and I know it doesn't have 182 calories. Now, John, what do you think about the flavor?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's a good beer. I think it's right in there. I mean, I don't get the hop balance in the back that a lot of you guys are talking about, but I think it's a little over malty. But to me, the hops aren't there. I mean, I know you guys are talking about it, but
no,
to me,
that's what we were saying, that there weren't any hops.
Yeah. I'd like to see them take these beers and not say they're their craft beer, but a better adjunct lager.
Yeah, but it's not an adjunct. You mean a mass-produced lager?
Yeah.
No, actually, no one else said it had hops. I said the one. I'm the one that said it had a hop. I'm the one that said it had a back note of hops, and everybody else rolled their eyes and thought,
No.
"What an
I
idiot."
get the drying of the hops. I don't really get a taste of any hops. On the back of my tongue, the back of the palate, I get the drying of the hops. I don't really taste any hops in particular, like any super fruity West Coast hops.
Anybody find out the IBUs on this thing?
No. Oh, now Patrick, since you're talking, give us your description of the taste, and then we'll go back. I mean, Friar Tuck, and then we'll go back to Patrick of Pennsylvania.
It reminds me a lot of Killian. I don't know if I'm fooled by the color.
Killian.
Taste-wise, it reminds me of Killian slightly. So it's a little bit more bitter or hoppy, I guess you would call it, than Killian's, but real similar to Killian's in my opinion. I'm getting some sort of dark fruit taste too. If you take a mouthful and then breathe out through your nose a little bit with it, I'm getting some kind of dark cherry aftertaste or something with it.
Wow.
See, that's
cherry plum flavor, kind of like some cherry, maybe a little plum flavor or something.
Yeah, some sort of dark fruit. You take a mouthful and then breathe out through your nose. That's what I get anyways.
And see, I'm going to reflect back to him a little bit because that's where I was saying that it tastes like one of them red beers, but I couldn't think of which one it was, and that's exactly right. It's almost like a Killian's Irish Red.
Wow.
That's what it's reminding me of slightly.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
A little bit more drying note with the hops in it, but...
Killian's. It reminds me of a beer that Gordon Beer used to make. I don't know if they make it anymore, but I mean, it reminds me so much of one of those Gordon Biersch beers. It might have been Gordon Biersch Martzen beer. I'm gonna have to go down to New Orleans and go to Gordon Biersch and see Sonny Day, who used to be the beer guy at Dorgnac's. He brought in so many of those German beers, and I'm gonna have to ask him about it. He's really like a genius, Well, he's a brewmaster of Gordon Biersch in New Orleans, so he would know. But Patrick of Pennsylvania, what do you think about the flavor and whatever?
The flavor, I get a lot of malty taste out of this. It is kind of dry after having a little bit more of it. When I first took a couple sips, I wasn't expecting I was going to really enjoy drinking the rest of it, but as I got through it, it is more enjoyable than I anticipated. A lot of malt. It's got a little kiss of honey to it. It sort of reminds me of
47.
a Yingling, let's say.
Of what?
A Yingling.
Yingling.
But I would say it probably tastes better than Yingling. I'm not a big fan of theirs.
Serious numbers.
Is that the Yingling Patrick?
Yingling Lager, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like I heard the word Oktoberfest beer, and that definitely resonates with me. It reminds me of a German beer like that. I think it was Spaten Oktoberfest that I had that this reminds me of a little bit also.
Jean-Pierre makes a comment. Sorry, guys, eating a chop.
Man's got to eat.
I'm gonna come on to this examination to eat pork chops, man. All right, but this really this would be a perfect pork chop beer, especially breaded pork chops, I think.
Yeah, pork chops or nice powers. I think this beer will match this very well.
Wiener Schnitzel. Patrick, I agree with what you're saying. Definitely.
This has been one of those examinations when we've been all over the board on a beer.
Yeah, but that's what makes it interesting,
It's not my style of beer, but it's for what it is, it's not bad.
No.
Okay, so the overall impression of the beer, like your overall impression, Paul?
I like it. I'd give it something like a B+. It's enjoyable. I wouldn't say anything special or stellar about it, but just a nice beer to have. I agree with you. I don't know about Oktoberfest, but it reminds me of the kind of beer you'd have in the fall. Like sitting around outside when it's cool.
Watching LSU beat Texas A&M.
LSU. That's right.
Concert, something like that. Yeah, a good fall beer. I kind of agree with that, Paul.
Okay, so my opinion is I think it tastes really nice. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it doesn't claim to be. But it's really good. It has that sweetness. It's enjoyable. It has enough alcohol to make it worthwhile. And I'm kind of like, well, never mind. All right. I like
$10 a six-pack. Good. I'll give it that. I'll say that.
I like to get my money's worth, if you get what I'm saying. I like it. I'm a big fan. When it first came out, I was a big fan. I was a big fan of the Batch 19.
It's not as good as Batch 19.
No, I like
Batch 19 10 times better.
I like Batch 19.
10 times better.
All right. I'll agree with that. But it is, just like Batch 19, I think it's a good introductory beer for people that want to step out a little bit.
I don't know who this is a market for, though. Like you guys were sort of saying.
That's exactly
earlier.
what Jay and I were talking about earlier.
I mean, if you're like you guys were saying, if you're a craft beer guy, you're not touching this.
Right.
And if you're the Bud Light, Coors Light kids,
Right.
you're not interested in this either. So it's a
Right.
very small niche you're shooting for.
Yeah, it's the problem.
Yep.
It falls into a slot. If you put it in,
Already overcrowded slot.
if you gave craft beer people a blind taste test, they would like it. But then
Yes, exactly.
But then if you took off the cover and you said, oh, it's a Miller-Coors beer called Third Shift, then they would say, oh, yeah, I knew something was wrong with it. I just didn't want to say it. That's the way I look at it. Now,
You could put it like a guest tap and fool everybody.
yeah, now a Miller Lite person or a Coors Light person would say, oh, I'm not drinking that. It's going to be too strong. It's going to be nasty. They always think that. But then
If
it's
you're a regular Coors Light, Miller Light, Bud Light, regular Joe, this isn't your cup of tea, though.
Yeah.
No.
nope. Yeah, because their cup of tea is that they won't try anything. But that's fine.
They won't?
I think most of those people, they like a beer that they don't have to really think about. If they like the taste, they can have as many as they want. It doesn't overpower their palate, and they're happy. And if there's anything wrong with that.
I'm not denigrating them because I got neighbors next door, right? They are Bud Light people. These people adore Bud Light. I mean, they really adore Bud Light. Okay, if you were a beer snob and you went next door and you tried to tell them bad things about Bud Light, you'd probably get punched, or you would definitely get told something ugly because they're not going to stand for that.
Send to a gator, maybe.
They would not like it. Yeah, make you go. They'd throw you in there with the alligators. Now,
This is the kind of beer that yuppies would buy to bring to a party that they don't want to bring Budweiser or something like that, and they don't want to bring some overwhelming craft beer. So this is something they could bring that looks like a premium kind of beer that they spent money on. But
it's interesting you say that, though, Paul, because the way this beer is sort of marketed, third shift, it's got a
that's
fat
exactly what we were talking about earlier. You're right.
It's kind of odd that you would think they're shooting for the 9 to 5 working Joe.
Right.
This is a beer for you.
that's what I said.
I agree. I don't understand this marketing that they're doing. I think that's who they could market to.
I said they introduced it as like a quasi-craft beer for the third shift blue-collar guys working 11 to 7. And
Who will never drink this.
They're trying to get them to try more, what you would
Beer
call
with a little
branch
more
out.
flavor. Beer with a little more
step
flavor.
out. The problem is they wouldn't take the bait. They wouldn't do it. But the point I was trying to make about the neighbors next door, I'll tell them, oh, you want to try this beer, and I'll bring something real to them exotic. I mean, to them it's exotic, like Negro Modelo. They'll humor me. They're like, okay. They'll taste it and they'll say it's really good. Oh, that's nice.
Where's my Bud Light?
They'll never drink. They'll never buy it.
What they're thinking is, but it's no Bud Light. It's okay.
But let me ask you this though, Jay.
Because to them,
Will
Bud Light's the greatest beer company.
will this beer appeal to a Kirkland Signature Light person?
If it was $12 for a 24-pack, it would.
I think this is a good beer. I mean, it's nothing that I'm going to go back to buy. And I looked at this beer on the shelf at a local Meyer store 3 weeks ago, and they had 2 6-packs. I went back today and got a 6-pack, and there were still the same 2 6-packs on the shelf. So nobody's buying this beer.
Mine's still been there, and it was good by April. So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
They tried selling it around here, and nobody bought it, so it's not sold in any store in this town.
Yeah.
It's a decent beer without a home. It's how I kind of look at it. It's not terrible, but
Okay, so Patrick and Friar Tuck, what are your final comments on it?
It's not a bad beer. Like it was John said. I won't seek it out again. Last time I had this, I got it when it first came out in a 6-pack, and I got a can. I think a year later, just to try it different out of a can, see if it tastes any different than out of a bottle. Like I said, I was curious to try it again because I hadn't had it in so long. I saw you guys were doing an examination of it, and I'm like, that's a good opportunity to try it one more time, probably before it's gone. It's not bad, but like you say, for the price point in that, I don't think I'd buy it again.
No.
So if it dies, you won't miss it.
Probably not. Like I say, it's similar to. Hey Jay, what other beers are in this style, an amber lager like this?
Well, like I was saying a Beta Amber Lager.
Any mass-produced ones like Michelob or anything?
Amber Bach. You can look at it.
Amber Bach, yeah, it's a little bit weaker, but yeah, that's similar.
It's similar.
I think Amber Bach is darker though in the appearance, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. But
Vegan Bach, better than Shiner Bach.
yeah, this does taste better than Shiner Bach, from what I recall, anyways.
Shiner Bach is so dull.
Yeah, very watery taste on that.
You know my feeling on that one.
Not exactly.
I give my wife a taste this a while ago, Jay, and I said, I want your opinion on what this beer tastes like. You know what she said?
What?
An Irish Red.
Irish Red. Wow.
Millions.
But John, it's nowhere near the flavor and the quality of the Murphy's Irish Red, is it?
No. I'm like Friar. It's more. I'm still getting that Killian's on it.
I like Killian's. Y'all picking on Killian's?
I thought Killian's was better than this.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you 100%. Killian's is better than this.
Yeah, I think Killian's is a little more crisper. This is a little bit heavier, thicker mouthfeel on it. But
Smoother,
like,
I would say.
Therapy.
yeah.
Killian's is much more drinkable.
Yeah, so Patrick, you're not thrilled with it either.
I don't hate it. I really don't. I mean, if you're an amber lager person, if you're a Yingling drinker, if you're not that I think it's better than a batch. If you're a batch 19 person, if you're a Killian's person, it's worth a try. Try it. You might like it. It might be something that dials into your taste. For me, it's not my cup of tea.
Okay.
It's not bad, but it's a solid. I would call it a solid B.
I like the Yingling Black and Tan.
Yeah,
That's probably their best beer that Yingling puts out, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's my favorite, the Black and Tan. Oh, but who makes the Lord Chesterfield ale?
Yingling.
That's
Yingling.
as well.
Oh yeah, I was
We
getting
don't
down
get
with
it here. We don't get it here in our area, unfortunately. I want
I
to get
bought
3 of
some.
them.
I bought some of that up north, and I was loving that stuff. Not
All
to
we
mention Valentine. Not to mention Valentine.
Valentine's good too.
I was
Very.
loving that. I was loving that. I was down in the Bronx, or up in the Bronx, and I was on East Tremont Street near Boston Road, and man, they were selling Valentine like crazy.
Yeah, it's six-pack bottles and pounder cans around me. 40s I can get in upstate New York. I can't find them around Valentine.
Why I brought that up, I don't know. It has nothing to do with this. It's a pale ale,
Yeah.
a blonde.
That was the first. That was my first 6-pack that I bought. Valentine ale.
Ever?
Yeah, my first 6-pack I ever bought was Valentine ale. Yep.
Yeah. Well. Oh well. We looked at the beer, and that's it. It's gonna die. But you know what? I miss Bud Dry. It died, and I miss Bud Dry.
I missed all those dry. Molson had a dry. I think there was a Michelob dry at one time.
I got 2 bottles right here.
You have Bud Dry. You got. I
You
can't
need a
get Old
full
Style. I
staff
know
dry.
they still make Old. Right.
What's that, Michelob dry, Jay?
Yeah, and the beer's still in it.
Yeah,
I'm aging it.
there you go.
I'm aging it from it was
fine
born
wine.
it was born on June 19th, 1997.
Yeah, Michelob dry was good. I loved the whole dry beer craze when that came around. That came around the same time as the ice beers. I think ice beers were after it, or
Yeah.
around the
I
same
think
time.
dry beers were first.
Were they?
They were first. Here is
The ice beers came around like 94, 93, 94, right?
yep, that's right.
Yeah, dry beers are still big up in Canada.
In Japan.
Japan too.
Here's Michelob Dry from one of the first beers I ever bought from this is before Anheuser-Busch adopted their Best Buy date. I mean their born on date. Remember they adopted born on dates in '96? This is some strange incomprehensible code. But this is from 1996. This is from 1996. It's full of beer. It's full of beer. Next year I'll drink. Should I drink it next year, 20th anniversary?
Yes.
Wait till
not?
April.
Yeah.
We're coming back to New Orleans in April, Jay. We'll drink.
Yeah, but I have to break the shroud. I can't break the shroud.
I used to love that about the old Michelob bottles.
I can't break the shroud. No, it'll stay in the bottle.
I
That
always-
was a good thing. That was a unique Michelob thing.
I like the shape of the bottle. They were excellent for launching at stop signs and that. You're going riding around, you know.
And if you were in a bar and you saw somebody drink one, you knew they were drinking a Michelob.
Yep.
Hey,
But who was the first one to put a born on date on a can?
Anheuser-Busch.
hey, I miss Meisterbrow too, John. Okay, get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. This is going. You might burst into tears. It might break your heart. And then we're going to get off because people are like, "You're going on too long." And I understand that.
Michelob. I remember that. I remember that bottle. Yeah.
What is it? The dark?
Michelob Classic. Dark. Oh.
That's
Yeah.
But they
I've
still
had
make
that a
dark,
few
but only
times. That
different.
wasn't bad today.
They still make dark, only now is a different bottle now, right?
They don't make this anymore.
They don't make
That's
Michelob
long
Dark?
gone.
Okay. Okay, you
This
got
was
Amber.
this was a craft
Michelob
beer
Lager.
before they had craft beer. Kind of like, you know what I mean? They've been making this since they started making this in 1981.
Wow.
that's a
Right.
I was 6.
So Michelob has what? Michelob Light. You got Michelob Amber, and Michelob Amber Bock. They got their Amber
Ultras.
Lager. What else? And the Ultra, and that's it, right?
Does Michelob, like regular Michelob that Anheuser-Busch still makes it, does it still taste the same?
Yeah, it's not made with adjuncts anymore. Also, they make Michelob Golden Draft and they make Michelob Golden Draft Light.
What's
Michelob always had a very specific taste to it to me.
What's what?
Michelob was always a very specific taste. It was different than any other beer.
Yeah, it's a wonderful taste.
Jay? What's Ziegenbach? Isn't that Michelob?
No. Ziegenbach is Anheuser-Busch, but it's a Texas-only beer. Paul knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
They only sell it in Texas and Louisiana. They say, we only sell it in Texas. Well, it's sold in Louisiana, so I called them and I said, why are you selling it in Louisiana? Well, we also sell it there too. Well,
They snuck it across the Sabine.
you just said you only sell it in Texas. Yeah, but and also Louisiana. All right, but
Oklahoma, Arizona.
huh?
How about Oklahoma and Arizona for the Ziegenbach? They border Texas, don't they?
Yeah, they might sell it there. Well, no, there's 2 more Michelob beers that almost no one will ever see unless they live in Minnesota, and it's Michelob Golden Draft and Golden Draft Light.
I've had
What's the
both
difference?
of those. They're tremendous beers.
You've had them both, huh, John?
Yep. I've had about everything Michelob. That's all I used to drink back in the day was Michelob.
They're cold filtered. They're
Yep.
not pasteurized. They're like Anheuser-Busch's response to Michelob Genuine Draft.
I wish I'd kept all them old bottles and stuff that I've drank since about the mid '80s.
But try finding Michelob Golden Draft. That is a whale. Now, if you go to the brewery in St. Louis, they serve Michelob Golden Draft Light on tap. But they don't sell it in the state of Missouri.
Huh.
Why?
They produce it in Missouri, but they don't sell it there. Don't ask me why. But they sell it on draft, and I'm telling you, it's good on draft. We were so hot. You know how hot it gets in St. Louis. It's like you want to die, you know. So, but they have it so cold and on draft, the Michelob Golden Draft Light. And up in Minnesota, it's the #1 beer in Minneapolis. There's billboards everywhere. Goldie Light. They call it Goldie Light. Go to
I've
any
never
bar.
heard of it.
Oh yeah, go to any bar to drink, and they sell these big pint cans, and they sell it on draft. It's so strange, you know. And everybody up there, everybody in Minnesota thinks that the whole world knows about Goldie Light, but most people never heard of it.
That used to be distributed around here back years ago.
That is strange because it's not a regional.
It is regional. It is regional.
But it's a big brewery that makes it.
Don't ask me. They'll tell you right now they only sell it in about 6 states. Here's the bottle right here.
Road trip.
This and you want again, but you know.
Comes in a clear bottle.
You gotta believe it's a road trip. All right. Well, thank you, folks, for watching this video production. We could go on all night talking about beer brands because we're obsessed with it. Or I mean, we're hobbyists. Excuse me. All right. Thank you. And next week there won't be a show, but the week after, get ready because it's Natty Daddy time.
Natural father. Get ready.
You know, the only way
It'll be the 6% for me.
the only way I can find Natty Daddy around here is in a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans.
That's fine.
Now, Natty Daddy, I can find no problem around here.
Don't forget who coined the term natural father.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't forget who made that name up. All right, that
Eric, what inning is it?
Patent pending or what on that, Jay?
Nah, I have no way I can copyright that. But I just want people to know I'm the one that thought of the name Natural Father. All right, thank you folks again, and see you in 2 weeks for Natty Daddy.
Sláinte.
Bye.
Au revoir.